How does Croatia produce so much talent? Euro Football Daily explains. There will be a link in the description so you can check out the original video. I mean, that's a question that I asked myself so many times. I think it has to do with, training kids, make them passionate about the sport that they will play, because they're not just good in football, Croatia. They're also good in water polo, if I'm not mistaken, basketball probably, and a bunch of other sports that I don't really follow. I mean, I barely follow Juventus and Italy sometimes when they play. It's mostly about Juventus. Italy, the football team sucks, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really like too much the way they play. I mean, lately maybe with the new coach is better, but I have no idea. So yeah, let's not talk about Italy. I'm Italian. We need to talk about Croatia. We need to discover how you guys produce so much talent. And I already see Modrić right here. No, actually I'm covering his face, so let's do like this. Yeah, amazing. I regret so much that Juventus didn't decide to sign him up and instead he went to AC Milan. Maybe he wouldn't have come, but at least try. Come on. I mean, one season is still going to be great.
If you watched a Croatia game during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, you can't have escaped hearing the fact that the Eastern European nation has a population of under...
Is it really? Really? I don't think Croatia is considered Eastern Europe. Wait. How? That's impossible, right? Is Croatia considered Eastern Europe? I don't think so, right? Oh. Croatia's classification is complex and depends on the criteria used. Located in the southern part of Central Europe. Yeah, exactly. The northern part of the Mediterranean. I don't know. That's the first time that I hear someone saying Croatia is Eastern Europe. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I want to hear it in the comment section.
4 million people, a figure that ranks 30th in Europe, let alone the world. In their run to the semi-finals, they...
Populations of Croatia's 2022 World Cup opponents. I mean, the population thing is kind of, I don't know, kind of stupid if you think about it. Like, then India and China should be the best in every possible sports. I mean, China they are, except for football. But that's a theme for another video. I've heard that there's much corruption in India about football, so there's not much meritocracy. That's why they suck. But that's a topic for another video. I mean, the population thing, most good European countries in football, they have always a population less than 10 million. So I guess the population is not such a big part of it. I don't know.
Beat Japan, a nation of 126 million, and Brazil, whose largest city, Sao Paulo, holds 3 times as many people as the entirety of Croatia. And yet Croatia never let that stand in its way. Since Euro 1996, the first tournament the country was allowed to play in, it has only failed to qualify for 2 of 14 major finals, Euro 2000 and the 2010 World Cup. Not only that, it's reached at least the semi-final stage in 3 of their 6 World Cups.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
Their 50% success rate in reaching the last 4 is only topped by Germany of the 8 World Cup winning nations. Put simply, Croatia punch above their weight and more. Today on EFD Explained, we will analyse how they managed to do so. Formerly part of Yugoslavia alongside Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Macedonia, Slovenia and Kosovo from 1918 until declaring independence in 1991, Croatia's path to freedom was far from straightforward. With the Yugoslav state disbanded, a significant minority of Croats found themselves stuck in Serbia and Bosnia, and a bitter conflict, which included ethnic cleansing, emerged. Groups of people that had coexisted happily under one flag, speaking near identical languages for decades, now fought to extinguish each other. Raging for over 4 years until November 1995, Croatia's War of Independence unsurprisingly had a huge effect on the childhoods of many of its footballers today. Take Luka Modrić for example. Born in 1985, the Ballon d'Or winner was forced to flee his hometown of Modriće at the age of 6. As the newspaper wrote in 2018, his father joined the Croatian army, his grandfather was shot by a band of Croatian Serb rebels, his house was burned down. Modrić later admitted, "These were tough times, the war made me stronger." Whilst players like Mauro Mandzukic and Ivan Rakitic...
Bro, I don't know. He's one of the best football players ever. He's so underrated.
Whose families fled Croatia to Germany and Switzerland respectively as a result of the war, no longer play for the national team. Stars like Perisic, Lovren, Vida, Kramaric and Brozovic, who played in 2022, were brought up in war-torn Croatia. Football was utilised as a tool to unite the newly formed nation, and the patriotism that they feel as a result when representing Croatia is unique, with Modrić explaining in 2022, playing for Croatia is sacred.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be in every country, I would say. Yeah, come on, you need that. You need that. You need that. You don't feel the attachment for your country, then you're not gonna perform.
Simply refuse to give in time and time again, despite...
That's also why football was way better before than it is now. Now it's just shit. There's no attachment to your jersey, to your team whatsoever. You just go wherever they give you more money. It's kind of disgusting, football. I mean, I feel like because we grew up watching it, so we cannot stop watching it. It's kind of like, I don't know, we are forced to. That's what I feel like, but yeah. Definitely it's like that. I used to be way more passionate about football growing up than I am now, but what can you do?
Often being outplayed or playing with a talent deficit. Across the last 3 tournaments, starting at the 2018 World Cup, they've beaten Denmark, Russia, England, Japan and Brazil in games that have gone beyond 90 minutes.
Yeah, I remember the Brazil game.
On one occasion against Spain at Euro 2020. As Croatia manager Zlatko Dalic said in Qatar, "Don't underestimate Croatia. We are a small country, but we never give up." Before we get into analysing exactly why Croatia's players are so talented, it's worth noting that this isn't a new phenomenon. The national football team were playing at a very high level almost instantly. After a series of friendlies, their first competitive fixtures came in qualifying for Euro 1996. They topped their group ahead of Italy, World Cup finalists in 1994, and managed to make the quarter-finals in their debut tournament as a nation, losing to eventual champions Germany. But that was nothing. Come the 1998 World Cup in France, the so-called Golden Generation, which included the likes of Slavan Bilic and Davor Suker, stormed into the knockouts, beating Romania to set up a clash against Germany and exact revenge in a 3-0 victory. In the semi-finals, they faced a France side of Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane and Didier Deschamps, and after taking the lead,
Oh my god, I mean, how would that nation not win? That France team was unbelievable. What the hell? So much talent.
Les Bleus through to their maiden World Cup final, and the rest is history. The current players looked up to the stars of '98, with Modrić admitting recently, "They were our idols. We wanted to try and do as well as them, and if possible, even better." And after reaching a final in 2018 and a semi-final in 2022, I think it's safe to say they have. For the first generation of Croatian players to seamlessly adapt to international football as a new nation and beat sides including Denmark, Japan and Germany at their first 2 major tournaments showed the Croatian public that they didn't have to limit their dreams to merely existing in the international arena, but could thrive in it. Croatia's success isn't only measured by its solid runs at major tournaments, but its players' contribution to top-level club sides, exemplified by the fact that there has been a Croat in every Champions League final winning squad for the last 10 years, from Mauro Mandzukic with Bayern Munich in 2013.
Oh my god! I mean, we lost that fucking game 4-1. What can you do? But I will never forget that. Oh my god, what a goal he scored, Mandzukic, in that game. Oh my god, that's insane, right? To score something like that on a Champions League final. If you haven't watched that, I'm not gonna pull it out because copyright, but go and check it out. Juventus Real Madrid. Just watch that goal and then stop the video. Oh my god, I'm so sad still. Whatever, but yeah, come on.
To Kovacic, Lovren and Rakitic.
Kovacic. What happened to Kovacic? That was like, it was always like, oh, Juventus is gonna buy Kovacic. He's one of the best, and then he just disappeared. It's probably playing like in some Arabian league or in the US, right?
Barcelona respectively. And of course, 5-time winner Modric with Real Madrid does his part as well. According to Romeo Jozak, the technical director of the Croatian Football Federation, who has a doctorate in science and has worked in youth development, their ability to consistently produce world-class talent is down to a number of factors. Firstly, he cites genetics, saying one obvious reason is the innate talent for sports that people in this part of the world are born with. Over the last 20 years, Balkan footballers like Dimitar Berbatov.
How is that genetic? That's a culture trait more than genetics. Can't be born liking sports. That's in your culture, so you like it, I guess.
Nemanja Vidic and Edin Dzeko have risen to the very top of the game. Tennis stars including Novak Djokovic and Marin Cilic have won Grand Slams and Olympic titles, whilst basketball players like Luka Modrić and Nikola Jokic are some of the NBA's star attractions, to name just a handful. Talent alone isn't enough, it must be nurtured in the right manner, and Jozak points to the high-level coaching for young people in not just football, but sports like handball, basketball and water polo as crucial to the development of well-rounded athletes. According to Jozak, they have put a massive amount of effort into making sure they don't miss a single player with the potential to become great.
Oh my god, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the kit they're wearing. They were so much better back in the days. I mean, I don't know. I feel like so much has gotten lost. Maybe I'm just getting older, But it was so much better football back then, right? I don't know. You don't see cool stuff like this because this is super comfortable. It looks super comfortable to wear when you're like training or whatever. Now they just want to do like very flashy jersey with very bright colors. I don't know. And every year they're changing it. You don't even have an identity with your shirt anymore, basically. Every year they have to change it for marketing for some reason. Whatever. I'm not such a fan of this. Capitalism, what can you do?
Great, be it in Croatia or in the Croatian diaspora worldwide. Of course, they then have to be given opportunities.
Wow, look how young he was here. That's crazy.
And the Croatian Football League has a well-established reputation of giving young players a chance. A report by the Football Observatory showed that the average age of teams in Croatia between 2009 and 2017 was 20.
Youngest leagues in Europe. Yeah, of course, Italy's not even gonna be mentioned. Probably Italy is number 99. I mean, it's not even 99 leagues probably, but yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Italy really, it's not a country where if you're young and even if you're good, but you're young, you're not gonna play, probably.
4.2 years old, the youngest in Europe. For context, the Bundesliga sat 15th on 25.8, Ligue 1 19th on 25.9, whilst the Premier League and Serie A were amongst the 4 oldest leagues in Europe. It's clear that the league is of sufficient quality to help development, but without the numerous imports found in top European leagues that stifle the progress of homegrown talent. Just 6 members of Zlatko Dalic's 26-man squad currently play in Croatia, with the other 20 representing clubs in 9 different nations from Austria, Russia and Scotland to Spain, Germany and England. Croatians see this as a strength, with their players not only exposed to different tactics and footballing experiences across the world, but determined to deliver for their nation when they get the opportunity to pull on their famous checkered shirt, having spent so long abroad. It would be remiss of us not to mention the role Yugoslavia has played in Croatia's success. The former communist state made the semi-finals in 5 of the 12 World Cups and European Championships that it competed in, and the quarter-finals in its final tournament, Italia 90. Josip Tito, the former president of Yugoslavia, invested a lot of money into sport in the second half of the 20th century, and many of the coaches and structures remained in Croatia after the war. Lojt Tregors, author of Football in the Yugoslav Chaos, points out that Dynamo Zagreb, the 27-time Croatian champions, 12 more than any other of the nation's clubs, are the perfect example of this. In his words, Dynamo know how to manufacture players, how to find them, train them, make them play, and then sell them. Dynamo Zagreb produced Modrić, Kovacic, Lovren and Gvardiol amongst others, and 4 of their current players made the World Cup squad in Qatar. Andre Kramaric, who joined the club at the age of 6, remembers an excellent education.
Oh my god, I still remember Kramaric in, what was it called? Pro Evolution Soccer. It was like crazy how he would grow up. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if now it's still good. I mean, I don't really follow that much football, but oh my god, Pro Evolution Soccer was like a beast, the best player ever.
In a positive atmosphere, before continuing, if a player can break into the first team, he will have everything he needs to be competitive in European football. So we've established that a combination of genetics, coaching and exposure to top level football at a young age gives Croatian players a very good chance of success, and the togetherness and patriotism they feel when representing their country, born out of surviving the horrors of war, create a never say die attitude that runs through the national team. In 2022, it felt like that attitude, rather than the skill of their squad, which whilst talented felt very unbalanced, saw them through to a second consecutive semi-final. Now, they rode their luck at times, conceding 5 clear-cut opportunities to Romelu Lukaku in their final group stage that could have seen them knocked out, required penalties to beat Japan, and conceded 11 shots on target whilst only having 1 before eliminating.
You still need to score the penalties to win. It's not like it's bad. Italy won a Euro Cup just by beating the other guys at penalties.
Brazil from the spot. With Modrić, Perisic and Lovren having surely played their final World Cup games, and the average age of their squad in 2022 standing at 27.4, 11th out of the 32 nations, there is a great opportunity for a new generation led by RB Leipzig sensation Josko Gvardiol and Atalanta's Mario Pasalic to come to the fore. And if we've learned anything about Croatian football, there'll be plenty of players coming off the conveyor belt of talent in years to come. So that was our Eurofootball Daily explained on how does Croatia produce so much talent. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you want to watch more content, then click on screen right now. If you've enjoyed the video, then let us know by liking it. And if you're not already subscribed to Eurofootball Daily,
I did subscribe. Yeah, that was a great video. That was a great video. Maybe we can in the future make a reaction video about Yugoslavia in football, right? But I think it will cause so much. I mean, I don't know. Because I think I've read before that Yugoslavia could have won way more, but it wasn't too much about meritocracy. They would like always prefer to make players play in the Serbian league, or mostly Serbs rather than Croatians or Bosnians, Montenegrinians, if that's how you say it, people from Montenegro and so on. I mean, I've read that. I don't know how true is that. So if you have any good video about Yugoslavia in football or in general, I'm not a huge fan of history, so I will just watch it no matter what. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Also, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any more recommendations, type down below in the comment section which video you want me to check out next. Have a nice Sunday.